Hi K-Babies, it's Miss Doster from Princeton University, and today we're going to complete a story problem about Miss Holdup. Miss Holdup has 14 markers. She found 15 more markers. How many markers does Miss Holdup have now? Remember, for the first read, you don't pick up your pencils. I'm going to read it a second time, and this time, babies, you're going to mark up your problem. Miss Holdup has 14 markers. She found 15 more markers. How many markers does Miss Holdup have now? Okay, so remember, when you mark up, you circle your numbers, you underline your unit, and you cloud your action if there is one. So if you look up here, you'll see that I circled the numbers 14 and 15. I underlined the word markers because that's my unit, and I clouded the action. So here you'll see I clouded found more. I clouded found more. Why? Hands up. Hands down. I clouded the action because found lets me know that she's getting more. If you find something, you're adding to what you already have. Found, more. And it tells us how many more. Found 15 more. So that's our action. It's letting us know that we're getting more, so therefore we're adding. We're what? Yes, adding. So now I'm going to read it a third time. And when I read it the third time, I want you to write a number sentence that matches the story. Miss Holdup has 14 markers. She found 15 more markers. How many markers does Miss Holdup have now? Okay, so now write a number sentence that matches the story problem. I'll give you a second. Okay, now families, you're gonna pause the video and they're gonna retell the story to you. It can be in their own words or they can read it word for word on the story. You should have paused the video by now and let them retell the story to you. Now, I want to know, are we going to have more or less? More or less? Or as Inasia, she likes to tell me to use the big kid word of greater. Will there be greater? Or will there be a lesser amount of 14 markers? Will we have more or less than 14 markers? Yes, we'll have more than 14 markers. Now, parents, I want you to take a look at our strategies. And I'm going to show you or introduce to you some other strategies today that you can use to solve this problem that'll build their base 10 knowledge. So, I'll go through this one quickly. You all know this one where you have your circles to match the amounts. So at first, you see 14 circles to represent the 14 markers that Miss Holdup had at first. Then you make 15 circles to represent the 15 that she found, or the 15 that she's getting. And then you count on, like RJ does. RJ does this a lot, where he sees that he has 14, and he just starts with 15. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. 29 markers should be your answer. The number sentence to match that will be 14 plus 15 equals 29. Now, if you look down here, you'll see the counting on strategy, where we don't have to draw the 14 circles. We can just write the number 14. This is the most efficient strategy right now that they know how to use. And they add the 15 circles and count on. You'll see that they'll get 29 again. The number sentence that matches this strategy is 14 plus 15 equals 29. Now, families, I want to show you all a new strategy that we're going to start working on. This will help with their base 10 knowledge. Base 10 just means how they group 10, how they count by tens. Just knowing those things, whether it's by decade numbers, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and so on, or non-decade numbers, say 28, 27, 15, 99, whatever number that isn't a decade number. Either way, they need to know how to count on by tens. So if you look here, I represented 14 with something we're going to call a 10 stick. We're going to call it a what? We're going to call it a what? Yes, a 10 stick. So I see this 10 stick here, and we call it a 10 stick because it represents a group of 10. I see a 10 stick here as well, but we'll get to that later. Let's look at this. This 10 sticks represents 10, and then I'm going to switch to make 14 with ones. 10, switch, 11, 12, 13, 14. This 14 represents the 14 markers Ms. Holdup had at first. Then I'm going to add the 15 markers. Again, a 10 stick because it represents a group of 10 circles, but instead, to be more efficient, you can just make one rectangle, which represents the 10 stick, and then you can count on for 15. 10, switch, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now we're going to add these or combine them together. We can combine them by counting the 10s first, right? So that's easy because they know, our babies know how to count by 10. So 10, and then I'm going to count this 10 as well, 20, and now I can switch because I only have these ones left. Switch, I'm at 20, this is 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. We still get 29 markers. Try to push your babies to start doing this from now on, but the counting on strategy is also fine with just the singles. Now look at this down here. This one is even more efficient because you can just write the number 14, similar to what we did when we counted on in the beginning, and then we can add the 10 stick and 5 ones to represent the 15. So 14 plus, I know that when I'm counting on by non-decade numbers, if I have 14, if I add a group of 10, 14, the next 10 is 24. 14, 24. 25, because I switch, now I'm at my ones. 14 again. Add a 10, it's 24, because it represents this group of 10. 24, switch, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. You still get the same answer, you just get to it much faster. So again, start to push your babies to use these base 10 strategies if they can. If not, it is completely fine for you to still use the counting on with just the singles. But let's start to move them towards this.